Hello, my name's Puesto Enrico. I'm the Puesto de Taquiendo de Famoso de Piplio Place and an honorary Mexican. Today, we're going to enjoy placid times. I know, last couple days maybe been a little bit unhinged. What are you guys, cops? As Bretsky would say. Sure, I've been a little feisty last couple of days. Sure, I've argued with a few people. Sure, I've had a few fits about evolution. But you know what? Today's a new day. And today brings placid times for us all. So if you love placidity, this is the live stream for you. Oh, I spelled a bunch of weed. All right. We're cranking, we're crawling, we're way out of controlling. So, some people who end up here during this live stream may have already noticed that I actually uploaded a long form video today. Now, of course, it's not the sort of long form video that people want to get from me, but nevertheless, I'm pleased with having made it because it took a decent amount of editing, but it didn't take a super long time. It wasn't too much of a struggle with it once I got the conversion problem dealt with. The Windows Movie Maker file converter, which converts like my phone's files to a format Windows Movie Maker can use, doesn't seem to work. However, I can upload them to YouTube, download them again, and Windows Movie Maker then has no problem with them at all. So I did have a bit of a struggle with that end of things on this long form video, but once I got them all downloaded and put into the app, things went pretty smoothly, fairly quickly. It sounds like a Pio wants to come out of the bedroom. Yep, he did want to come out of the bedroom. Did I leave the garage door open? Yes, I did. Let's go ahead and close that. So I don't have a clear vision for this stream. I'm not sure how long it's going to be or what it's going to be about or anything. But I just felt like touching base with the people on the internet. And I don't think I'm going to eat this pasta. I just ate the chicken part of it. Pasta has a lot of carbs in it, so it's not really on diet for me. And I must say that having recommitted myself to dietary change, maybe like a few days ago, 4 days ago or something, I can totally tell the difference. It's incredible the impact of having done so. When I was eating like I did for most of my life, which is to say, as much sugar as I felt like, whenever I felt like it, I would have to get up to pee so much during the night that I couldn't even get good sleep. Now I've got a few days of dietary discipline under my belt. I can sleep like at least half the night, maybe the whole night, without getting up to pee. Trouble, you are a real pain in the butt. I have watched you and watched you and watched you eat this morning. Oh, you sweet summer child. So I published a auto cut live highlight because YouTube does that when you do live streams. They'll auto cut a highlight for you. Post one of those just because I don't know if I like it. Then I made a short that was about Oh You Sweet Summer Child. MHM. I don't know what MHM means. M. Show us your weed. Well, I'm about to come over here and pull bomber up, so no problem. Let me put this on the big screen first. Cannabis collection, huh? Well, I will show you. Let's go over here to look at it. I'm not sure if this is really a good place to be storing them because it's above the dryer, so it might get hot. But I've got all my weed in here. Jars down here, jars right there, bags here, and like big bag of unprocessed stuff there. Plus, I've also got these boxes. Not this one, but this box shouldn't be up here. But these two boxes have got like leavings and stuff, cuttings, or also unprocessed stuff. I'm very pleased with how long the weed has lasted since the harvest. We still have shit tons of it, It'll definitely last till the next harvest and probably longer than that. Well, yeah, I grow my own, so I had a bumper crop last year. And in California, you're allowed to grow up to 5 plants per adult per house. We got 2 adults here, so I grew 9 plants. Well, the strains are, I didn't keep track of which bush was which strain, but the strains include Durban Poison, Northern Lights, God, I don't even remember. Maybe like London Pound Cake. I don't remember all of them. Hello, CJ the twin. Rachel is asleep right now, so she won't be greeting you. Are you in California? Yes, I live in Mariposa, California. It's where Yosemite is. Is there a difference? Well, most weed that you buy in a dispensary is probably indoor. Outdoor weed like this, it's not as dank. It's not like as compact. It's more kind of stringy because you grow outdoors. But I find the weed that we grew to be at least as stony as store-bought weed. Sure, if you go top shelf, like most perfectly grown indoor, you know, private reserve, special strain bred by the company or whatever, that'd probably be better, but not that much better. Not enough better to make it worth the money. I just pulled 2 bomb rips instead of 1 then. How about that? It's like, it really isn't worth the money to buy weed from the store. I never buy weed from the store. We do By edibles sometimes from store drinks anyway. Rachel really likes the drinks. And if we didn't have a better option for vape concentrate, we'd probably buy that too. But we buy that from our local Connect. He has a centrifuge, makes his own oil and carts and stuff and sells them. I also get mushrooms from him. He's cool. I'm so happy to have met that guy. It's like you haven't really moved into a neighborhood until you discovered a local drug connect. I bet growing it makes it better to smoke as it's more natural. Don't they use chemicals to grow to the dispensary? I mean, some may. Hi, Caroline. Oh, CJ the twin, you're Caroline. Probably because they implemented this thing where everybody has to have a unique name. Eric, what's up? Says Argala. Let me make this larger so I butcher your name less. Okay. Me and my old eyes. Argala Sinacori. What is up? Not that much. You smoke every day, every morning? Yeah, I smoke every day, and not just in the morning. I smoke most when I'm live streaming. That's true for both weed and cigarettes. It's kind of habituated as part of the progression through a live stream to periodically come pull balls, periodically go smoke a cigarette. But how much weed I smoke in a given day, it really varies a lot. Some days I barely smoke any. Some days I smoke a lot. How do you not get paranoid, or do you? Well, I can't get that high by smoking it, really. I smoke it too often to get that high. I do get negative experiences if I consume too many edibles, and that includes sometimes anxiety. But I'm not really a fan of edibles. The other thing is, I started smoking weed when I was 14. I'm now 54. I have literally been smoking weed for 40 years. Yes, one time I banned a longtime channel member because I thought he was a Russian hacker, and I was wrong, and I regret having done it. I unbanned him, obviously, but he hasn't been back anyway. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sorry. I make mistakes sometimes. That was a mistake. How does it make you feel? Do you feel euphoria? No. I don't feel euphoria when I smoke weed. If it's been long enough since last I smoked weed, what weed will do to me when I smoke it is kind of chill me out, like kind of make me faded, but you know, not euphoria. No. Euphoria, I tend to feel when I'm combining Adderall and mushroom. That'll make me fairly euphoric. Just Adderall does not make me euphoric. When did that happen? What was the best strain in the 80s? When I was in the 80s, I don't think I ever purchased anything that had a strain name. You just got a sack of weed from the Mexicans in El Monte. They didn't tell you what name it was or something. I mostly smoked brick weed, which was smuggled across the border from Mexico. No, not just mushrooms. Just mushrooms do not make me euphoric. But when I take mushrooms and Adderall together, I always have a fantastic time. It's not always what you call euphoric. Sometimes I'm feisty, like yesterday or 2 days ago. But I heard about Typesick a lot in the 80s. People talked about it, and I didn't really understand what it was. I imagined it being something on a stick, you know. Uh, but it wasn't until I got to college that I started, having access to weed that had strain names. In college, and I grew Northern Lights, uh, I guess maybe it was Maui Wowie, some kind of Hawaiian thing. I don't remember the other strains I grew very much because the Northern Lights came out better than everything else by a large margin. They all came out great, but the Northern Lights was incredibly stony. Yes, that's best I ever had. Chocolate fill. I apologize for the caps. Or chocolate tie. Well, I have had, I did get periodically hash back in the day, which you don't seem to really be able to get anymore. It's kind of weird. You might get something called hash at the store, but they don't seem to make your classic hash that tastes like hash, you know? And it's seasonal and to get and hard to get hard to find somebody that knows somebody. I see. Well, where do you live, Leon? Do you live in California or do you live in some state where it's illegal or you live in some country where it's illegal? What's the best drug I've ever done? Hmm, meth, for sure. It just ain't nothing like hitting that meth pipe. I obviously don't do it anymore, but like that, the feeling when like you got a new bag of speed, you got your pipe, you put a shard or two in there, blow out the early burn, which is full of like you know adulterants, and then you roll it and take that first big hit, and you blow it out. You're just like, oh, oh. Yeah, well, yeah, meth is way better than crack. Yes, I have smoked crack one night a long time ago when I was like 18. I ended up draining my bank account, smoking crack all night, and having some kind of essentially chemical pneumonia in the morning. Um, Meth is much better for sure. It's cheaper, it lasts a long time, it's more fun. And the thing is, like, what'll happen to at least some people with meth is they'll be incredibly productive. Maybe good effect, maybe not. Like I wrote a full novel when I was doing meth. I wrote Gospel of Pantheon. But how does it make you feel? It makes you feel thwacked out, you know? Amphetamines are a motivational drug. They make you feel motivated to do whatever it is, that either you plan on doing or supposed to do, or more likely, whatever it is you feel like doing. So you'll have, yeah, meth is a form of amphetamine. You can get prescription meth, it's not crystal meth. It's not in smokable form exactly right away, but you could still get prescribed meth. I'm prescribed Adderall instead, and that's why, I certainly I don't do meth at all anymore. It's been a long time, but fuck yeah, it's incredibly fun. Now, here's the deal with that. Cocaine makes people talk about big ideas with each other. Sometimes they might record some music or write something or whatever, but the work product you do on cocaine is is subpar because cocaine gives you delusional kind of feelings of positivity, whereas meth gives you motivation. So if let's say when you're normal, you got an idea, you laugh, you go, oh, that's a fun idea. I like that idea. I should work on that idea. And then you get distracted to something else. On math, same thing, except it goes, oh, now I've just spent 16 hours working on it, and this thing of that scope and scale anyway is almost done. I mean, I'm answering questions that are written in the chat there. I have no way of knowing how old people are, what gender they are, or other identitarian stuff. And so I have to behave as though everybody's the same. Unless they alert me to some thing like that, then, oh yeah, actually, Molly is the best feeling drug. I only got good ecstasy one time. We called it ecstasy back in the day. Molly wasn't a time yet. And I tried to take ecstasy like 7 or 8 times. Only one time did I get real ecstasy. And it was, in fact, the most euphoric I've ever felt in my life. People have said it makes you feel like an angel. It absolutely does. Makes you act like an angel, too. When I was on it, we were camping and the park ranger came over to tell us we had too many cars for our camping spot. But I was like, oh, wow. Look, it's a park ranger. Oh my God. You have such a cool job. You must love being a park ranger. He's trying to scold us, and I'm just like oblivious to that. And I'm just like, everything is so amazing and wonderful. But when I came down the next day, I had like twitches, so I started worrying about. It made me worry about neurological harm. I never did it again. First time I got real, actually, was the last time I did it. I have to read through the window. I heard it's very therapeutic for your brain. Ecstasy? I mean, it might be fine if you were to take pharmaceutical quality ecstasy, but I definitely didn't like the way that I was like involuntarily twitching the whole next day. That seems scary to me. But maybe that's a feature of some adulterant that got into the street ecstasy that wouldn't be in it if pharmacies made it. I don't know. I mean, not pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies. But yeah, I don't really know. You're curious about ketamine therapy? Well, Rachel loves ketamine. I would recommend everybody to try it. Different people react to drugs differently, you know. Um, I'm kind of iffy on ket. I definitely don't want to ever do too much ket because I hate being in the K hole. Rachel's like, K me as K hole as possible. Yeah, well, they do prescribe for depression. And it's like if you're a normal person who's got a good relationship with a good doctor, you could probably get it. Or if you like went to a psychiatrist, complained about depression, and said you wanted to try ketamine therapy, if you're paying out of pocket for the psychiatrist, you could probably get it. I probably couldn't get it from my psychiatrist. It's funny. I had depression. I got prescribed Wellbutrin for it. I should have asked for Ket. It never even occurred to me. But ultimately, I'd always prefer to have a connect than get a prescription because if you've got a solid connect, then you can get it when you want it, how much you want. It's unlike the pharmacy where they give me 60 Adderalls for the month and I'm not allowed to get any more when they run out, which is not a terrible thing. I'm fine with that cycle. I wonder how things would go if I had an unlimited supply. Like, I am a lot more mature in my usage than I used to be. Because I've gotten older and my constitution's not as good, I do a better job of making sure I sleep every night and stuff. Yeah, I do feel like I've come out of the depression. I feel like it's past, it's over. Um, it was, you know, I'd kind of been battling with it for a while, but this last fall through the end of the holidays was a pretty brutal period for me. Both because the holidays made me grieve. Obviously, my whole life, Christmas meant going to my parents' house. And there was there was practical shit, TE stuff that was going on in life that was just fucking killing me, which was trying to get this dentist stuff done. I went to one dentist. He did a little bit of work, then fired me as a client. I had to go find another dentist. So that money I spent on the first dentist was wasted. And then the car broke, and I tried to get it fixed at the shop. But what I thought was going to be a couple of days and maybe $1,000 turned into a full month plus rental car expenses, and it was an absolute catastrophe. That really affected my mental health because I was stuck in this TESE kind of place, mostly TE, uh, of having this problem that wouldn't resolve. And in fact, I didn't get a car, my own car, for a full 2 months. First I was renting a car from Merced while they were working on my car. Then I got my car back, drove it back here, and it broke down on the way back. And I got it towed here, but at that point, fortunately, I was able to rent the neighbor's car for a lot cheaper because his wife was out of the country. But I still didn't have a car until almost the end of January. I got Delilah's car finally, and Delilah's car is great. I'm quite pleased with it actually, even though it's as forgettable a vehicle as exists in the world. The Chevy Cruze. It totally looks and feels like a rental car. But Delilah got a different car. I don't know, not that long ago. She's leasing the car. So I got this beaut, this beauty of a roadster. Don't get jealous, car people. But this car has a backup camera. It has a backup camera and it has Bluetooth. Unlike this car, Uh, no, because I never really thought about it at all. I am considering getting my TWFP license plates on this car. I have to go to DMV to figure out how to do it. Do I have neighbors? Yeah, we got neighbors. Jared lives right over there. Jared and Kay, and they're super cool. Jared came over last night, and we jammed out, played music, and got ice cream and stuff. That's our close neighbors. This is the closest neighbor we have. But there's also the street up there. It goes around and down over there. So there's also neighbors down there. That's my shed, but you can kind of see the deck in the distance. Well, I'm having a hard time showing to. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's right in the middle. You can see that one railing from the deck. And then we also have neighbors across the gully. And you can see them. Well, if I get right through the trees here, you should be able to see it. Yeah, that's it right there. That blue house. But those neighbors I don't know at all. And they don't live there permanently. They come sometimes and then go away. But the neighbors you can't see are what I call the problem neighbors. They're across there up that hill. And I don't like them. They're loud. Like I can appreciate people who want to spend time outside and listen to music and stuff. And their music's not super loud exactly. But it is terrible. It's reasonably loud. It's both terrible and it's like every day from I don't know, like 3 or 4 in the afternoon to like 7 in the evening or something. And it annoys me because I prefer to stand out here so I can see through the window. Um, but if they're out here being loud, then I don't want to stand over here and I go back instead. The other thing is they have a dog, Leo, who's a great dog, but he's a free range dog. They don't they don't make him stay at home or anything like that. That doesn't bother me at all. But what has happened is that Leo basically lives at Jared's house now. He sleeps on Jared's couch, and Jared periodically feeds him and stuff. And then they've got some little kids who, like, one time I was live streaming, and this little boy comes running down the driveway in a diaper, and this little girl comes chasing after him. And they seem like fine kids. I do think they're good parents, or good enough parents. I've not ever heard them yelling at the children or anything. I've heard a couple of fights between the lady and one of her boyfriends. She seems to have multiple. Um, and I've heard one or more of her boyfriends talking in a fashion that I do not appreciate to, in that instance, Leo, I believe. And generally, they're trashy. That's all. They're trashy people. They rent. I'm just kidding. I rented the same house in Temple City for 20 years. I mean, I'm just complaining. I got nothing to complain about. They're not that bad. They just annoy me. Yeah, well, I hope my depression's over. When I end an Adderall bottle and I have a bit of a dopamine crash, I might feel a little blue. But when I was depressed, when I'd have that dopamine crash, it would be crippling. It would be just like horrible, deep depression, panic attack kind of stuff. But nowadays, feel a lot better. Still have some general anxiety about life because life can be anxious. But I guess I should say life can be scary. That's why I feel anxious. Life's not being anxious. So, I think what we're going to do now, first of all, let me just say there is a new video on my channel that's 4 minutes long, and you might find it worth watching. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it on right now here on the stream. Because I don't make a lot of long form videos, so I want to show it to you. Just because it's not that long. Get some more wood. Let me start from the beginning. Well, my barbecue wood trolley is almost empty. Let's go get some more wood. The answer to that is yes, Fly Guy. I am allowed to. I've given myself full permission. It's maybe a little long, but I, I'm pleased with having done it because I did some stuff I don't normally do. Like, I tried to make it seem like there was more than one camera filming me, like show me going towards the camera and then show me going away from the camera. Have you heard of the YouTuber Wittgenstar? I gotta pull up. I gotta see the chat on the TV. Or wear my glasses, one of the two. Wrangle Star. No, never heard of him. Thanks, CJ the Twin. Um, what does he wrangle? I'm pretty sure it's fine to get that wood because, first of all, like out in the on those along those roads there, the Forest Service will gather wood up to burn it to lower fire risks and stuff. And everybody around here is supposed to gather up all the wood around their house and burn it. So I don't see why it would be a problem. It's not private land. Also, I'm not actually getting very much wood, right? Like, I'm not getting logs even. I'm just getting sticks and breaking them into pieces. Like, if somebody wants to get me in trouble for getting this pile of sticks, I will see them in court. I might lose, but I will still shame them for their absurdity. You won't believe what was buried in my yard. Was it your mom? I'm going to get a beverage. A drinking beverage. Homestead content, huh? Well, I'm no homesteader. I can tell you that. I'm not one of those people who's like, we try to be as off-grid and self-sufficient as possible. No. No, thank you. I need to be as internet connected as possible. That's a different priority. I don't really watch this kind of like prairie living kind of stuff. Although I have been watching this one gardening channel a little bit lately. He's got a good way of organizing his gardening content and making it desirable to watch. Like videos like 7 crops I'll never plant again. And he shows like this tree in his yard. It's like, I planted this because, but the fruits are terrible. It's kind of fun. And then so he has like a countdown to what's the worst one, right? But I also watched a video of him planting tomato plants from seeds from a McDonald's burger tomato. He had to get I forget what I think it's called the quarter pound deluxe, which apparently has tomato on it because normally McDonald's burgers don't have tomato on them. I think he also did one from Burger King. Both the plants came out great. They produced a lot of tomatoes. He's kind of pimping his gardening products, but he does it very inoffensively. Like he'll just mention so I put in this, soil here, which is just basic mulch-based soil. Doesn't have any extra fertilizers or anything in it. So then I'm gonna add my special, like CJ's magic plant food or whatever he calls it. But he doesn't even say like you can buy it at click the link below. He just does that, and that's not too bad. And for some reason, I'm really into track and field channels, like the ones that they like cover like this month and this week in track and field, and or they'll put up videos about, say, gout, or what's that guy's name in New Zealand? Is it Josh Kerr? There's a couple of teenagers, like 16-year-old boys, who are setting like nude youth records. And Sam Kerr, he is a real threat at the 1500 meters, even against adult competition. He's only 16. I enjoy those track and field videos. I would not otherwise know anything about track and field. I fell for the hype. 7 crops I would never plant again. Yeah, that's exactly the channel. You got it. I had to change my handle. Wouldn't let me just be Caroline anymore. You can't change it back to Caroline. You're not going to be able to, because every name now has to be unique, and somebody else is Caroline. I'm impressed with Adam. Adam's channel is simply called Adam. He must have, I'm assuming, the username Adam. Like, when I log in as Eric Strauss, I'm named like Eric Strauss 742 or something. I'm not exactly sure, but when I'm logged in and talking with famous people, it's just talking with famous people. I appreciate that there's no number after it. Anybody else wants to try to be talking with famous people, they're not going to be able to now. Let me see what's going on. I've been thinking about your type police. What if instead of pulling over a mistyped perp, you type police as an EHP, their EHP content? Pick one video about an EHP and police it. Yeah, I could do that. That is a good idea, Winston's mom. Police other people's typology content, not police people about their type. I could still even call it type police, even though it's not really, but I could call it like type police disinformation bureau. That'd be a good name for it. Disinformation unit, I guess, would be more appropriate for police. How many units are there in your squad, officer? Ever since I joined the force. Cops like to say the force. Most people, when they say the force, they're talking about Star Wars. Cops, they're talking about their job. It's not an inaccurate name, though. I mean, the police are the people who execute the state's monopoly on use of force. So, and it's not optional to comply with the cops. They're like, we're arresting you. No, thanks. Can you do that maybe on Tuesday? I'm busy today. Yeah, I like that idea. Normally, I cannot stand watching people be wrong about typology, but if I'm just there to scold them and correct them, then that might be fine. And it is totally reasonable to scold anybody for spreading disinformation about typology, because after all, it's possible to talk about it correctly. They use the force on your windpipe. No, not mine. I'm white, Fly Guy. Today. I'm white today. I should have mentioned that. I'm obviously not permanently white. What a catastrophe that would be. It begins. An AI tried to escape the lab. People's alarmism about AI, some of it is respectable, like worrying about displacement of creatives from the workforce or something. But this notion that AI is going to take over the world, kill people, or whatever is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous because it's presuming something that's counterfactual, namely that AI, artificial intelligence, can manifest as sentience with will and general intelligence. What AI is showing us is there is no such thing as general intelligence, but we could use the term to refer to consciousness. And what we see with AI is that every kind of human intelligence has to be generated separately, right? AI that makes images is specialized to that. AI that chats is specialized to that. AI that makes music is specialized to that. Some people are just sixes and threat seeking. How to win an argument against an ENTP. Outsmart the master debater, James on type. Ooh. Thing is, it's easy to beat most ENTPs. You know, just being an ENTP doesn't make you a good debater. You actually have to debate. Helps to coach it too. Okay, Kitty, I don't want you right here. That cat. You're right back. You are right back. I don't want you to sit here. You can sit somewhere else. Yes, I love you so much. Yes, but I don't want you to sit on the arm of my chair. You can stand right there, it's fine. She doesn't want to go right there. Oh, Capillo. You're a real piece of work. Are you coming back over here? If you do, I'm going to take you and put you on that chair over there. All right, I'll pet you a little bit, but then I'm putting you on the chair. Oh, yes. Daddy loves you. All right, I got to check out this video. I'm very curious to see what this is all about.
Have you ever wanted to know how to beat an ENTP in an argument? Well, everyone sees ENTPs as the master debater. There's specific weaknesses they have that not everyone knows. In this video, I'll break those things down so you have the upper hand. Get into it. Alright, so let's get into it. When it comes to ENTPs, there's definitely specific things that make them very good arguers, but there's also weak spots that they have that people don't always realize because they're very good. And we'll get into the strong spots, weak spots, and adaptations you can make if you find yourself in an argument with an ENTP, or just in general, really someone who's good arguing. But just this specifically, we can make for an ENTP certain things that might get under their skin a little bit more. So first, we'll do a basic overview of an ENTP's functions, so basically their brain works, right? So getting into an ENTP, we have their zero. Their zero functions very good. That's everything that looking ahead.
He's got hero I want. Parent to E, you think. Oh my god. What incredible fucking garbage. Okay, well, his list of things that are advantages is largely correct, except for the following: strong logic that is pre processed. Logic is not pre processed, that doesn't mean anything. We'll make assumptions, presumptions. We'll only know what they've already processed. Can forget ethical nuance, overly optimistic. Can let experience make them biased. Okay, maybe a little bit on that one. Needs to be prepared. I mean, so critical they might not adapt, listen, may not have formulated their feelings on. But adaptation surprised them. Okay, that almost never happens to me. But bring up new sources, research data that they haven't heard. I mean, sure, that should stop anybody in their tracks and say, okay, well, I do need to learn about this. Express moral implications, personal frontals. I mean, this is not a way to get the better of me, certainly, because I'm the one making all the moral claims. I'm the one who's arguing in favor of legitimacy. The idea that moral implications are personal principles is ridiculous. So, it's a mixed bag, this video. I think I will make a response to it. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. What type does that guy says? What type does that guy say he is? I mean, it can be, yeah. What I need to do is download this video. I'll download it now. And then let me clean up, delete this video that I made called Would Get. And go back here, back, don't save. All right, good job. Good job, Eric. This is an INFJ. I mean, I could see it. I don't know if he is or not, but if I were to type police him for his type, I don't think I'd arrest him. I don't think there's enough cause to think he's not an INFJ. Certainly, he has no concept of what TE is. When he says TE is you think. Extroverted thinking is not somebody else's attention. And invite him to test his theory on you. That's a good idea. Or I could just interview him even too. Oh, Kitty, you've won. You've defeated me and you're here. And now I've got the other cat here. Okay, you cats both need to leave me alone. Go away. You got a whole house, the whole outside. You can go lie in bed with mommy. I do not want to have both cats crowding me in my little space here. No, that hero thing. I think C.S. Joseph uses that, but he's not the one who invented it either. It might be BB. I'm not sure. The hero, demon. I forget what all the names are, but I think it was BB who came up with it. Obviously, I don't like those kind of archetype names for slots because they're highly misleading. Oh, that's from Kiersey. Oh, but see, the hero demon stuff. That's BB, but C.S. Joseph also took stuff from Kiersey. I see. There's nothing wrong with taking correct things from other people. I've got plenty of other people's ideas in my explication of things. In fact, there's something wrong with not taking correct ideas from other people. However, you've got to be able to determine which ideas are correct. And your personal fondness for metaphor is not a good reason to take an idea from somebody. Okay, I am sick of that happening. I need a remedy to this. What kind of remedy? Well, I can only think of one real remedy to this problem. It's called extension cord. Come on, don't pull that other one down. There. Okay, now I've got an extension cord. Every time I try to move the keyboard out, I have to be super careful because the plug will unplug because the power cord comes with the keyboard is very short. Now, Rachel is sleeping, so we're going to have to play quietly. But she sleeps pretty soundly, so we're going to play super quietly. mellow horns. I'm not feeling it. When we are born, we are meant to live a life of love. Don't be bored. Know that truth will rain on you from above. I don't know why, but I assure you I am right about this. You were born to love, so give me a kiss. And in the Garden of Eden, a guy named Adam, he had himself a love affair. Yeah, he met this lady, her name was named Eve, and she had long hair. But don't think that was her only virtue, she was also curious. She said, eat this apple, baby, then give me a big fat kiss. We were born to love. We have got to feel. Using our emotions every day. If you want to be good, and if you want to be real, there's just one kind of thing to do with love, and that's feel. And you might disagree with me, but that just means you're toxic and bad. 'Cause everybody should love, 'cause loving love is totally rad. Hi, the Powder Dusty. Oh yeah, I'm still Eric King Taylor. Yeah, I've added up today, and a couple days ago was rather unhinged fun. I had 90 milligrams of Adderall in me and over an eighth of mushrooms, and I was feeling feisty. I was scolding evolution very, very substantially, explaining why it represents intellectual bankruptcy. No, not the song. Organ ballad, huh? No. Pop ballad. Eurotrance is right. is a very scary neighborhood. Bad people come around and do things. You better take good care of yourself around here. There's shady people on every corner. You don't know what to do 'cause your horner is broken and the only instrument you play is harmonica. But that's okay, come around here every day 'cause it's the best place to buy drugs. Sure, there's some crime. I think that lady over there is hooking in her spare time. But it's here you can buy some drugs. And that's why you should hug this hood. You're never gonna get anything good in the suburbs. That's not where they keep all the good drugs. Don't worry about that guy over there, yeah. Maybe he will break into your car, but that's okay if it's after you've gotten the drugs. Ooh, like I got banned by Taylor. That's some juicy goss. What'd you do to get banned by Taylor? I find Fly Guy a model citizen myself. Let's put on a rap beat. Or techno party. Jenny was a girl I knew back when I was young. I can't play this thing at the same time. I wish this had a looper on it so I could put that in and just loop it, you know. I called D3 stupid. You said, D3, you're stupid. He said, hey, don't call D3 stupid. Now I'm abandoning you. Called D3 stupid. You called D3 stupid. You shouldn't have done that. No, you shouldn't have. You called D3 stupid. And now you got yourself banned. Hey, don't be calling people names. That's not very nice. It is totally a shame that everybody's not right. But I understand that probably they said something dumb. And that's reason enough for me. Sure, I would not call somebody stupid just 'cause they said something dumb. Because after all, it could be an anomaly, or at least atypical of how they usually be. But if somebody says something dumb enough, then likely we can conclude that the name you used might be accurate, but not in D3's case. So, join me on the dance floor every day, 'cause I'm Dancing and raving and jamming the day away. Oh hey, what do you say? When you see me in the street, you say, hey. Wonderful job, Eric. Wonderful, wonderful job. You should be a professional keyboard player. Well, here's a little story all about how I learned how to rap and now am wow. And everybody said you're a rapping king, and I said just wait until you hear me sing. I learned to rap at the rapping school. They taught me how to rap and they said it was cool. They told me to rhyme things and mix up the rhymes, sometimes to change the flow so that I don't bore everybody. You get a D on that one, they said, because everybody doesn't rhyme with the thing before it was. Neither does was rhyme with everybody, though thus does. And accordingly, I had to try again. I had to learn how to rap. I had to make some rap friends. I had to get on stage and move the crowds. I had to shout down the audience boos. I had to do the battle in two and say, I'm a good MC and not you. Listen to me rap, it's super good. Listen to you rap, you're crap and boo. And I don't think that you're gonna win a battle against me, cause I'm such a good guy. Well, here's a little story all about how I learned how to rap and why and how and when and where and who and thus. You'll learn everything that you need to, Gus. If you want to ride on a bus with me, that's fine, but I think you should go on the short one, see. There's more room on that bus. Not because you're retarded, that would be mean, Gus. Instead, it's because that bus has more room. Listen to me sing. I am the king. This is in between the raps, but I sing like a couple of cats. I said, I learned how to rap one day when I went to rap school and I went away. They gave me words and a list of rhymes. I said, put these together, but make it in time with the beat. And I said, I don't have the rhythm. They said, we can tell that, sir. No doubt it's a given. But you can learn how to rap anyway if you want. You could go to school and get your degree in rapping technology. It's a good act. It's a good degree to have, in fact, because lots of companies are hiring rappers and need them to do things like entertain a company picnics. And I go faster and faster, rapping so faster. I'm like a stupid old bastard. If you don't want to listen to me, I wouldn't blame you, because I could see how nobody would want to listen to this. This is just a guy fucking around with his fists and maybe might be enough with the bass perhaps, but not a good bassist, that's the fact. Oh well, I got a keyboard, it's easier to play than the bass sensor. I'm not mad, my fingers are not. They don't have to get accommodated to that a lot. Instead, they're comfortable here. The keys aren't very hard to push here. And so I don't need calluses on my hands just to play this little song with your glands. Oh yeah. Sometimes it's fun to rap over singing parts, even though there's melody and I could use it to tell a part line for the vocals to do, instead of written and rap to you. I could do this if I wanted to, but I don't want to, thus I cannot do it. Instead I gotta fail all the time because I'm not very good at making a rhyme. Let's go. I could rap over this part too, but instead I will now sing to you because I think this bridge is thing. It seems a better proper melody king, and I want to know whether you agree. But if you don't agree, that's fine with me because this isn't the sort of thing about which I can win any arguments. There, that's the end. Okay, Fanta. Put the box in the bed. It's a song. Put the box in the bed is a song. Maybe it should be. I didn't know it was, but maybe it's somebody's song. Put the box in the bed. Seems to me it'd be better to not put the box in the bed. Don't put the box in the bed. Don't put the box in the bed. It's made out of cardboard sheds, and I don't want it in my bed. I said, don't put the box in the bed. The box don't belong in the bed. Don't put the box in the bed accordingly, I said. Everybody likes to put boxes in beds, except for me. I say, don't put the box in the bed, Fred. And if you do, then I'll be super mad, cause I don't want to sleep on the motherfucking box. Get your motherfucking box out of my face. That's right, I said. Get your motherfucking box out of my face. I'm done with it. Get your motherfucking box out of my face. I said I'm done with it. Want your box in my bed, I don't want it in my place. That's all I think you should go now, because I don't want a box in my bed, in my bed, in my bed. Don't put that box in my bed. That's where I'm gonna lay my head. I don't want that box in my bed. Take the cardboard outside and say, boxes don't belong in beds. They belong inside of the shed. But you've gone and put the box in my bed. Maybe you learned this habit in childhood. I know that some religions require you to put boxes in beds. But I don't care how much you believe in box bed compatibility. Still, you better not put that box in the bed. It's me. I said, don't put your motherfucking box in my bed. I don't want to dare get it into your head. I said, don't put your motherfucking box in my head. If I wanted the box in my bed, it'd be there already. Don't put my motherfucking box in my bed. If I wanted it, I'd be dead. Cause Nobody should ever want a box in the bed. Say, nobody should ever want a box in the bed. One last time. Nobody should ever want a box in the bed. Yes, you can, for sure, show media. I would love that. I'm not allowed to, but you could. You must try yourself before you lose yourself. There is no try. There's only fail. Wait, that doesn't seem very fair. Only fail? Hmm. Russ and Steven are a couple of guys. Work at the dairy from 9 to 5. Russ and Steven think they've arrived. They work at the dairy the rest of their lives. Soft keyboard. Get out of here, keyboard. You're bugging me, kid. Get out of here. You know who said that? W.C. Fields. One of America's famous loadies. Sure, he was always drunk, but that didn't prevent him from being a famous comedian, one of whose core hilarities was that he didn't like children. He'd always tell them to get away. Apparently people found that hilarious back in the day. I hate when people tell me to don't trip too. Or calm down, or don't get your panties in a bunch, or other things like that. Look, if I'm mad at you, or upset at all, it's, I'm sure, for a very good reason. And in every instance, my tone, my emotions, or whatever are irrelevant to the meaning of my words. People should be focused on those. Nomsaw? No, you know, somebody other than me could make a Wikipedia page for the YouTube channel. Especially given the duration of the channel and the fact that I've been steadily online for a decade, putting up content, you know. Taxonomic turd. Inky Pinky. A BM scheme. A taxonomic. Oh, I know. All right. Uh, So a two-syllable word for taxonomic would be a parsing arsing? Oh, a species. Species doesn't mean taxonomic. That's ridiculous. That's not an acceptable clue. Species does not in any way, shape, or form mean taxonomic. Taxonomic, I was thinking things like, you know, an organized, categorized, or something like that, you know. Groupie poopy. Oh, it's not species. A groupie poopy. Okay, well, Acacia. Groupie also does not mean taxonomic. I thought species was the right answer. Species is a better answer than groupie poopy. Oh, it was species. Okay. You know, special, the word special means of a species in the same way that facial means of a face. But we don't think of special as being special, but it actually is. It's just not pronounced like that. Isn't that interesting? If you're special, that means you're of a species. People probably originally used it to say things like, how can that bird flap its wings so fast? Oh, it's special. It's implicit to the species. But it probably changed over time to mean what it means now, which is retarded. My point being, I guess, that if you wanted to use the synonym taxonomic, you'd at least have to say special. Why not try a buzz your chop string thing? Like awful, villain, and nice. What's the story on villain and nice? I don't know those ones. Noise. Well, now we spell with an O too. Remember that, Acacia? Used to mean very different things. I get awful was, you know, awe-inspiring. What's villain? Villain. Villain meant ignorant or foolish, huh? Stop being so villain. Or are you saying about that about nice? I guess I was not hearing too. Oh, sorry, Kapil. She had been scratching, I guess, to get out, but then she went away. I opened it, and then she came running back, and I almost closed it on her. But I didn't, so everything's fine. Ignorant or foolish, huh? Okay, so what's my plan of attack here? I don't just want to aimlessly live stream all day. I could get a couple of things done while I'm streaming, but like I'd be well served to make a Typology video like that guy's video. I'm gonna clean up the coffee area because it always gets disgusting, you know. As you can see, the coffee area is, as always, disgusting. So I'm going to squirt some Windex. Windex is a great cleaner. You can use it for on just about anything. Mostly ammonia, you know. Ammonia is a great cleaner. God is great, beer is good, people are crazy. That's the lyrics from a country song that I used to hear at the dentist office. They changed the music they played at the dentist office, though. We're no longer just listening to mostly bad country, you know. Now they got kind of like a hits station on, like hits across the years or something. It's not a radio station, there's no commercials, but it's whatever it is. It's it could be somebody's playlist on their phone or whatever. What do I know? What I do know is this. Music in there is a lot better than it used to be. A lot better. Don't you forget about me. Come on. Did I get it? I guess so. Okay. Clean this up too. When you walk on by, meow, 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 meow. I said meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Motherfucker. Well, this is what happens when you try to not do things right. When you try to half-ass it by not actually moving things off and just kind of put it on top of things. What do you expect, idiot? Me and my ways. I've had just about enough of them. Why don't I try to half-ass it? David Strauss would just be shaking his head at you, mister. Alright, down this goes. There's gotta be a better solution to this fucking... This outlet has gone bad here. So I have to plug it into this one. But the cord's not long enough to plug it into that one. Although, maybe it would be, actually, if I turned it this way? Or facing out this way? That might work. I haven't thought about that, I don't think, before. That would certainly be a better solution than the one I'm currently using. Yo, probably color. Y'all have a got all of her. I might have a good side of the fridge too. Alright. Okay. That's clean enough. Okay. Now, let's try this new microwave arrangement that I just thought about. Okay, let me get these things off the top of the microwave. Now let's get a wet sponge. Get the top of it. So I scraped the shit out of the top of this microwave. That's okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. It's not like it's a nice looking microwave anyway, so. Alright, so here's the plan for the new location of the microwave. Kind of a strange idea, but let's see how it works. Still doesn't work. Oh my fucking god, are you serious? Are you serious? This would work. I could put it like that, I guess. That's not great, but I'll have to put the copy someplace else. I think the copy can go on Trouble's table. Put it on the end over here. That way I won't have to use this extension cord. I mean, I could get a different extension cord that's less cumbersome. Now this cord is even shorter. God damn it. What am I supposed to do about this? Alright, I mean, I guess I'll put it back here. It didn't stay here, I don't remember why, but that's a fine enough place for it, I guess. Alright, that's gonna be fine. I'm putting the coffee maker right there. Alright, I already emptied the dishwasher earlier. I might fill it with the fresh, dirty dishes. How terrible is this? I guess I'm gonna have to get a short 3-prong extension cord. I have no existing solution that's adequate as an extension cord for this. I don't know how to fix this plug. This plug doesn't have one of those buttons on it that resets like these ones do. I mean, I'll go look at the breakers again, but I believe I have tried that already. I'll try it again. Who knows? Maybe if when I tried last time, I flipped the wrong one or something. Let's see. I don't need my glasses if I use this. Oh, I know. It's over here. It's in this one. 6. I'm going to do the trash compactor too because in theory those plugs might be on the same circuit as the trash compactor. I definitely didn't try that. But that might be the solution. Who knows? Let's go find out. Let's see if we've attained any solvency here. Nope. Still doesn't work. I have no idea what to do about it. Like, I have no concept of what might be wrong with it or whatever. Did you mark? Or somebody else did that? They were like that when I got here. Oh, you son of a bitch. Um, I I don't have any reason to be certain that indeed the microwave circuit goes to where the microwave is plugged in, because it is the case that all of the kitchen is works when the generator's on. So the generator only powers certain things. It doesn't power everything, right? But it does power all of the kitchen. So, okay, let me consider. I mean, none of the circuits look like they've been broken, so. But I could try. Some other ones, maybe. Okay, that's definitely not in this one. Okay. So, ignition, hood, US lights, microwave, outside lights. Well, it's not outside lights. Oh, that's refrigerator. Refrigerator doesn't start REFER, but it must be refrigerator. Oh, get that one too, I guess. Freezer, trash compactor. Okay, now turn them all back on. Well, I now flipped all of those breakers back and forth in the kitchen. So if any of them goes to those plugs, then it should be fixed if that's the problem. I don't think that's the problem. Because if that's the problem, I've seen the circuit, halfway like it does. Yeah, that did not fix this. So, who knows? Back the other way it goes, or I get a preferable extension cord. I wish I had like a little short, like, snubby extension cord. I actually have the perfect thing here. I don't need it for what it's being used for right now either. The only problem is that's the internet. This thing, I could just plug it directly into the plug. There's no reason for it to be in this. It's a two hole thing. And the plug's 3-hole anyway. I could, with this little extension, I could make the microwave work. I mean, yes, there are other things I could use, like this. Maybe this is what I should use. This is not nearly as cumbersome as the other power strip that I had there. Alright, this will be fine. Alright, you know, I could put the coffee back there again if I wanted to. And the plug should reach. Alright, problem solved with much less ridiculousness. Yeah, still got an extension cord around there, but that's fairly inoffensive. You know, I could put like a little nail there or something to make it go like that too. It's not a terrible idea. Some appliances are not extension cord friendly. No, I'm not. I've not been able to get these plugs to work. I just flipped all the breakers in the kitchen and flipped them back again, and no dice. Okay. I set the clock on the stove. Crazy, huh? No, it used to work. It stopped working one time when the power went out and I had the generator going. The generator powers everything in the kitchen, along with a couple of other things. And then after the power came back on, I turned the generator off, switched it back to PG&E, and then it hasn't worked since. It wasn't that long ago. It worked for almost all the time we lived here. No, I flipped all the circuits. Like, let me show you what the arrangement looks like so you can see. So, this big one here switches it to generator or back to PG&E, and these two move in tandem with each other. So it's currently on PG&E because we're getting electricity from the power lines, not from the generator. Every single one of these, I've switched and switched back already. There are also breakers in here, but because of the way they have it set up, they don't have the kitchen breakers in here. They have them in there. So, I mean, they do have actually here garbage disposal. Oh, we don't have a garbage disposal. Maybe they used to have a garbage disposal here. We don't have one. They got the dishwasher here. The dishwasher is not powered um, by the generator. The stove is, the microwave is, the fridge is, the lights in the kitchen are, but not the dishwasher. Yeah, I don't see anything there that might be conceivably helpful, except maybe like wanted to say like lights 34, 5, 13. Maybe. But if I'm looking at these breakers, none of them have been broken. 34, 35, and 13 are lights. I wonder what lights they are. Alright, well, I'll turn them off and on again, but I seriously doubt that's it. But 13, 34, 35. Embed plugs. Middle bedroom plugs? What's the embed? A master bedroom. Great room plugs. US bed plugs. Upstairs, okay. Kitchen plugs, 2728. So I guess there are some kitchen things in this one. I guess there are. No. The generator's not turned on. This is the generator right here. We only turn it on when we have a power outage. And it plugs in with this cable here to the wall, and then you switch it to generator in that box right there. We used to have a lot of power outages here. A couple years ago, they buried the power lines, and now our power is much more steady through weather than it used to be. But like when we first moved here, the power was out for like 2 weeks one time or something. It was snowmageddon. It was a very unusual weather event, but does the plug still work when you use that? Yeah, the microwave worked. I think I can't say for sure. Actually, I don't know for sure, but I think the microwave worked when we were on generator, but I can't off the top of my head remember ever actually using it when we were running on the generator. Jared's playing the mandolin down there. Hey, Jared, how you doing? Well, I'm live streaming and I'm trying to fix these broken plugs in the kitchen. One time when the power went off, when we switched back from generator, the plugs that the microwave plugs into stopped working.
You might need to swap them out.
The plugs?
Yeah, the actual plugs. Sometimes did you check the fuse box?
Yeah, well, yeah, I've just been doing that stuff, and people on the live stream are helping me try to troubleshoot it.
Sometimes the plugs get burned out.
Huh. Well, maybe I'll take off the plate and look at them, see if I can.
Get one of those little testers
I actually have one, I think. Maybe I'll test it. That's a good idea. Thank you. No, I mean, there's no problem with the switch. The switch is between generator and main power supply, because if that were the problem, we'd not have power right now because we're on power line power, you know? And the generator PG&E switches for everything in that little box. But what I've learned here in looking at this is that, like, I would have imagined all the kitchen things would be in the main box and they'd also be in that little box, right? But no, that's not the way they do it. But so everything in that little box is going on PG&E right now. But you know what Jared said makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, it's they're great neighbors to have. You know, it's nice to have an ISFJ next door to a certain, like, easy compatibility. Where did I put that thing? Oh God, how am I ever gonna find this fucking thing? I got it when I fixed the dryer. Turned out I did not need it at all. Why not? Because when I Googled, like, what's wrong with my dryer and such, it told me exactly what was wrong with it, what part I needed to get replaced. When I went to read the instructions on how to replace it, it said, first get a tester and do this. So I just followed the instructions, got a tester. The thing is, all it did was confirm the thing I already knew, that was the part that I needed replaced. Comes with a booklet too. It's like, it's not something you can just understand by looking at it. You have to look up all the readings in this little booklet. Who the fuck knows where I put that? I'm never gonna find that. It's not right this second. Doesn't seem to be over here. Where would I likely be put something like that? Damn it. I was trying not to drop you. Well, nothing there. Give it up, Eric. You're living a fantasy. You're never gonna find this thing. I might. You're great at lying to yourself, aren't you? I don't know. Not over here. Doesn't appear to be in there. Wouldn't be down here, would it? I don't think so. I don't know. Gone forever, I guess. Like my innocence. I mean, I can't think of anywhere else it would possibly be. Unless I put it in this thing, that's possible if it's small enough. Let's look. Well, the only drawer it could possibly fit in would be the bottom of it. And it's not in there. I mean, in theory, I could have left it in the laundry room. Let's go look in the laundry room. No, if he had one, he would have said, "You want to borrow my tester thing?" Rather than you could get one of those tester things. But I've got one last Hail Mary here. So let's give it a shot and see if we can score a last minute touchdown. Alright, we're going to look up here in these cabinets. Nothing there. What are these? What is this? Oh, it's a oil lamp cover. We got oil lamps in the stairs, on the stairs, and also in the bathroom. One of the bathrooms. Is there anything up there? I don't think so. Light bulbs. More light bulbs. Okay, let's move to this one. Not up there. It's not in the lead one. I know that. Okay, well, could it conceivably be in here? No. Of course not. Alright. That I am going to write off as a lost cause. If it's not in any of those places, where else could it possibly be? Could it, in theory, be in the tech closet, I guess? Or is this a tester? What do you think this is? I don't know what that is. That's not my tester. What about this? What's in here? Oh, that horrible lavalier microphone. Nope, not in here. I should switch to this phone. Don't you think? This is my phone. I could just use the phone as a camera. Okay, well, there's nothing. Unless this happens to be some tester that already pre-existed. I don't know what this is. I don't think it's a tester because it says Harris D914 low impact, high impact, release blade. Oh, this has a blade on it? Oh. this was inside of it. What do you think this is? What do you use this for? I'm like, hello, blade, release. I'm trying to pull you out. No. Okay, so maybe this attaches to this or something? Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's something used by people who do things that I don't know about. But you know how I bet I can solve this whole problem? By using this slide rule. I'm going to say that with a larger VSWR of 2.5, you're looking at a power reflection number of about 1.7 and a attenuation of 1.7 again. So there you go. Now you know. Now you know. Oh, you want to know if my Cutler directivity, if I want it to be at infinite between the 40s, then I need a standing wave ratio of 2.05. And I can anticipate a mismatch loss of between 0.5 and 0.6. Do I know what any of that means? No, I don't. Now let's look at this one. This is another slide rule. Use this side for calculation of resonant frequency problems. I see. So if your capacity is 0.1, you can anticipate inductance henries at 110 about. And cycles per second should be right at 38. You can also anticipate that your inductance in millihenries is going to be 20 something. And your megacycles per second is going to be about 0.38. There you go. I've solved all of your problems for you now. But what if my ohms are at 0.1 and I need to know what my frequency cycles per second are? Well, in that case, your frequency cycles per second are 8. So hopefully that's what you were hoping for. Okay, enough playing with slide rules. Would you rather your nickname be Slide or Rule? Slide. I think Slide would be a good nickname. It would suggest that you're real smooth in some way. There must be some old-timey nerds. I'm pretty sure nobody uses a slide rule anymore. But maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe it's easier to look that up on that thing than to just look it up on the internet. I don't know. Where's the mouse? Oh, I didn't. After flipping those breakers, I didn't recheck to see if the microwave, for whatever reason, somehow came back on. Oh, right, it's plugged into this. Alright, well, let me try plugging the coffee maker into the floor and see. No, it doesn't work. If I had one of those testers, I could test it, I guess. I could just take off that cover plate, but I don't know how I'd be able to see anything revelatory other than what I can see with it on. So like I can correctly interpret what the insides of a plug is supposed to look like. And the reason is because, of course, of my saying that I'm always saying, electric, schmelectric. Why can't we just go back to the olden days where people used slave labor instead? Okay, this has to go back in the garage. We had a little bit of a drop there for a second. This has to go back in the garage. I know. I'll just do it right now. Fine. Yeah, revelatory is a good word. I do not want to argue about evolution. Yeah, Rachel's asleep. She stayed up all night last night and all night the night before. She wouldn't able to fall asleep until this morning. I expect her to be crashed out all day. could eat something. I don't want a frozen dinner. I might cook something. Alright, let's throw this old bread away. We'll put these bread loaf pans back over here. The bread I made the other night was so delicious. I could not believe it. I made bread multiple times in the past. I have never made bread that tasted that good. It was absolutely spectacular. So, and the recipe was so simple too. I'm definitely going to use that recipe again. So you may be saying to yourself, Eric, what are you going to cook? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to cook the thing that came first. I think I'll cook two of them, in fact. I'm going to get a little bit of toast. Right now, I can't use the toaster oven because something drips on the bottom and it catches fire every time I use it. I should clean it, obviously. That would be a fine solution. But, I haven't yet. So I'll toast the bread. I'm just gonna make one bread. You know, I'm trying to minimize carbs. I'll make one bread and 2 eggs. So I'll put this on like 400 degrees or something. Put that bread in there. Now these breads will go back into the freezer. All right. So I got brown eggs. Why? Obviously because I'm not racist. Look, it's one of those little things that you put on top of a pizza that keeps the top of the box off of the pizza. A little miniature table. Okay. Oh, that's what that is. Not the stovetop, it's the oven. Put that right there. Are you serious? How much harder do I need to fucking crack it? Well, now that yolk's messed up. Thanks a lot. First hard-shelled egg, which convinced me to hit the second egg too hard. So we'll get the magic spatula. Of course, as always, I just had to open the drawer, grab it. It's obvious and right there. This spatula. The spatula that nobody can explain. No, you don't get it. Don't invade that one. That one's not messed up. Don't invade it and spread your disease to it. Stay over there. Okay. Okay, so for a plate here, this is a minor enough operation that I think a paper plate should be fine. And seasonally appropriate, as we are nearing autumn. Just 2 full seasons away. These go in the compost pile. I'll put them in the compost pile later. Good enough. It's not, I wouldn't call it toast, but it's warm bread. I'm gonna need a fork too. Now, I am correct that everyone argues this with me. That, at least, I think most people should agree. That many people argue with me about evolution is factually true. Okay. No, I don't have any of that cheese. That shredded taco cheese I was going to put on top of my eggs, but we don't have any more of that. And I'm too lazy to cut up the other kind of cheese. Of course, the reason I get upset about it has absolutely nothing to do with evolution. It's confronting a reality where, like, people aren't hearing what I say or not responding to it. It's the phenomenon of being ignored all the time. Peter, this is not for you, sweetie. Get down. Obviously, it's my own frame projection to expect other people to have the same priorities, I guess, but it happens on other topics too. The problem is that people don't like to resolve a given thing before moving on. Like, let's say I was arguing with Club ESFP about something. He'd like to, he'd say something, I'd make a point, he'd be like, not this specifically, but just a hypothetical example. He'd be like, trees are horses. I'll say, well, that's not true because horses don't have leaves. Trees and horses both grow, so trees are horses. Okay, but not all things that grow are the same thing. Trees and horses are the same because of some other random reason. It's like, hold on, bro. First, you said it was this reason why trees are horses. And I said that's not true because of this. At least have the courtesy to say, okay, I guess you're right that reason isn't good. Just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That means you don't care about being right at all. You see this phenomenon a lot more in relationship fights. Like I was like this with my ex-wife, where I'd say, hey, I have a problem with this behavior of yours that just happened because of the following reason. She'd say, well, I have a problem with this behavior of yours from, say, you do sometimes. I'd be like, okay, we can discuss that if you'd like. First, let's resolve the first thing that I want to talk about, right? I came to you to talk about something. Let's address that and resolve it. Then, if you have a problem you want me to address, we can address that. Well, you don't always want to address things. Okay. Like, listen, bitch. I just entered the chat. Did I miss something important? I'm just talking about how, in a lot of relationships, I think, it can be very difficult to resolve anything because people don't address the thing that needs to be addressed. They instead want to talk about something else, I would go around and around and around and around in circles with my ex-wife as she failed to grasp what was relevant and needed to be resolved as distinct from anything else. But I don't know if it's an intentional thing or like an education failure thing, or I don't know what it is, but people are really bad at responding to things that other people say. Like, even Brennan the other day, I said to him, is that the case because with the immersion blending, the like um, the molecules are small enough to pass through the like membrane of the mouth or whatever? And he answered a totally different question. I said, that's not what I asked. It's called blame shifting? Well, that may have been her goal, but that's not what was wrong with it, right? What was wrong with it is that what she was saying was irrelevant to the matter at hand. Like, communication can't go anywhere or do anything unless it exists in, like, boundaried events, right? It's especially true if you are in conflict over something and trying to resolve it, right? So it's super important that while you're holding a murder trial, so people don't come in and start concurrently in the same room holding a trial for vehicular liability. Because after all, we need to complete question 1 or question 2 first. Doesn't matter which one first. We need to complete one, then complete the next. But most people don't want to engage ideas in that way. Like, in an ideal world, on a continuous topic like evolution, we could do a progression of individual instances, determining how much weight each of those has on the question, agreeing on what the reality is regarding a specific object of analysis, before moving on to any other thing about the topic. So, like, if the world were the way I wanted it to be, I'd say, okay, evolutionists. Hi, Leo. Hi, Jared.
How's it going?
Good.
Leo never likes balls. For some reason he's excited.
Hi, Lulu.
You never like balls.
So yeah, like in an ideal world, I would just be able to say, okay, first let's agree on what you claim your understanding of it is, and now you can't sever, right? Like once you've made your case, you can't then after rebuttals change what it is. So you got the day off?
Me? Yeah. Yep. Well, I don't work Fridays and Saturdays up there because I know I have lots of gigs.
Hmm.
And if I change it in the winter when it's low, it's hard to switch back.
You have a gig tonight?
No. So I have a day off.
Well, right on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing a little music again if you feel like it.
Sure. It'll be fun.
He plays music all the time, so it's not that outrageous a suggestion that we play back-to-back days. A handball dog court. Oh, Leo, what a handsome boy you are. Yes.
Is he?
What a handsome boy.
He's a good looking. He's so nice. Too.
Yeah, he's great. He's a sweetheart. You know, when I went over to your house one time to, I guess we check on Lulu or something, I was walking down the driveway in the dark, and he ran up to me with the hoof kind of sound, like not barking at me.
Right, but just
Didn't know who I was really.
right in the dark.
And I was like, ah! I thought it was like a bear or something, you
He
know?
scared the shit out of me a couple times. He came running up from down below from my house up the stairs one night, and he looked like a wolf or something to me. And I, in the dark, all in like 2 or 3 seconds, I was like, werewolf, fucking what the fuck?
If you were an intruder,
oh yeah,
he would be very scary. If you like looked over a fence to see if you
oh
wanted
yeah.
to,
If you
saw
walked up
him.
when my guests walk up and he's sleeping on the couch there, and they see him, they're like, all right, we're just gonna keep going. We're not gonna bother them at all. No, I kind of like him for that reason. He's nice to have around.
He's got 2 different color eyes. You
Yeah.
can see it. I'll show you guys on the camera.
When humans have that, they say that it's a healer.
Well, Max Scherzer has that. Do you know who Max Scherzer is? He's a pitcher.
David Bowie.
He's a pitcher who's known for his like intimidating stare downs with his 2 different colored eyes.
Oh yeah. He has too. Like when he gives you direct eye, it almost kind of looks like a pirate.
Yeah.
Because that blue eye stands up.
Acacia says maybe he's an X-Man. Maybe he is an X-Man.
Right. He is kind of some kind of superhero, I reckon.
He's got a cool pattern on his chest too.
Yeah, he's got a boner. He's a pit husky.
You've got a boner
Oh my,
on
he
top
knows what
of
you're
the
talking
stream.
about.
That's rude, Leo. That is very rude. I'm sorry you guys had to see that. Heterochromia is. No, I was just joking. Heterochromia, does that mean 2 different colored eyes? Oh, is heterochromia a symptom of inbreeding? I wonder if Max Scherzer's parents are related to each other. Because we'll never be royals. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Tigers out in gold leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Diamonds on my timepiece.
It's a pretty good song. I hadn't listened to it in a long time, and then a week ago or so, we were in the car, and I said to Rachel, "You know what song I want to hear? I want to hear that Lord song."
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to hear it was because I had not too far previously seen on YouTube the song "Feeling Good on a Wednesday" from South Park.
Nice.
It's an episode of South Park where the topic is Lord, and in the South Park episode, Randy Marsh is actually Lord.
Oh, nice.
And so the example Lord song they make is called "Feeling Good on a Wednesday."
Hell yeah.
And it's kind of a good song, I guess. It's a pretty good song for like a joke song,
Right.
or for somebody trying to imitate Lord. Do you want to get any instruments, or do you want to play my instruments?
Oh, you want to do that now?
We don't have to do it now. We can do it whenever.
Yeah, whenever. My mandolin's sitting on the porch. I was just trying to, just gonna brush up on and get fluid. I haven't been playing mandolin that much.
All right.
I have a gig coming up.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be a challenge because tuned differently than a guitar.
Yeah. I find guitar, even though I play guitar a lot longer, I find guitar harder.
Really?
Mandolin, I find like, oh, it's so easy. It's like all right there. This is perfect little instrument. Guitar is awkward for me. And like the intervals I'd like to play on guitar are a bit of a stretch for me. Where mandolin, they're not. They're all right there.
I see.
And guitar's got that weird tuning, where it's not perfect when it switches there. Unless you're doing like an open tuning or something different. But
Right.
like standard tuning, it's awkward.
Like, let's play an E flat.
Yeah. Right?
That way you got no open
No
strings
open
at all.
string. That's why people play bar chords and you just play whatever, but there's different ways to play an E flat. I've learned all the ways, but they're still awkward and slightly uncomfortable. You
Yeah.
have to play.
I always have to think for a second, like, wait, what chords go with E flat?
Right. Yeah. What I do is I'll just take out the flat in my brain, let's play that position. So you kind of think
Oh,
of
that's
it just
smart.
being E.
So you go, like B flat, A flat, which is G sharp.
Right. Enharmonic.
Yeah. I'm not very good at music theorying on the fly.
I took theory in college and piano,
I also took theory in college, but
but my main theory and stuff comes from playing with people.
yeah.
I played with a jazz bass player for a while, and he would really like push me to play different stuff.
So, like, do you know, for example, what numbers are in an augmented chord?
Yeah,
You know that?
yeah.
See, I don't know that stuff.
So an augmented chord would be a root, major third, and a sharp five would be your triad.
Okay.
A diminished
A minor sixth.
minor six is just root, minor third with your six. Your six is your relative to every major has a minor relative. That's your six.
Wow, you really do know your
C
music
to
theory.
A minor, G to E minor, and so on. And then when you get up to ninths, that's just a two, but your whole octave up, and so on. When people say an 11 or 13, and people are like, woo, I don't know what that means. That's just a whole octave up from your scale.
I've learned plenty of chords also that I don't know the name of.
Yeah,
I'll play that chord,
totally.
but I have no idea
When you
what
play
its
stuff
name
that
is.
sounds cool too, and then yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty good with chords, unless it's getting really jazzy and stuff on guitar. On piano, it makes more sense to me, where I can just you call out a chord and I'll show you what it is. Because
Yeah,
it's all right there.
I mean, the thing about piano is it's more challenging in the sense that you got two hands that
Yeah.
aren't working in
To
coordination
actually play
necessarily, right?
piano is from theory.
But it's so much easier on your hands. Like my
Yeah.
fingers get tired,
Oh,
playing
yeah.
guitar,
Yeah. Where piano is chill. Yeah. It can be alright if you're really, hammering on a keyboard though. That's
Yeah,
like,
if you're playing a real piano and you have to
and you're banging
project,
percussive. Yeah.
Well, piano is a percussion instrument,
Right. Absolutely. Because the hammer's inside of it.
Yeah.
And then you're banging on it too. Even I realized when I was rocking out with my electric band and playing my little synth, fucking banging on that thing because it's loud and we're rocking and like you're into it.
Yeah.
The whole thing would be like shaking.
It's nice that the keyboard has doesn't have weighted keys, but it has
Yeah.
like MIDI volumes. If you push harder,
Yeah, the harder.
it's louder. If you push
Yeah.
softer, it's softer.
It's like a envelope filter pushes that.
Oh, is that what that does? That?
Yeah, it's a cool guitar effect too. You can really hone in on that. And the harder your attack is, the more whoop, it gets out of it.
If I were gonna get a guitar pedal, I might want to get a wah wah pedal.
Oh yeah, that was my first guitar pedal ever, for sure. That's what I wanted to do right away. And I started playing electric guitar, and I was like, I want a wah wah. And my buddy, who's got a band still, well, I got a wah wah. I never play it, and I bought it from him. And the first thing I just plugged it in and started wah wahing. I was like, yes.
The thing is, I have no familiarity with using my feet at all when playing guitar. I've never used any pedals or anything, so
Yeah.
it would take some getting used to. I'm
I don't
very
have a
much
wah wah
habituated
anymore.
to only requiring my arms to play guitar.
Yeah. I found, especially like with the electric band, when I was getting really into pedals, I'd find it sometimes distracting from actually just playing.
Yeah.
And having the right tone and stuff would be more annoying.
Well, I think that by and large, people probably rely on effects too much.
Yeah. And it's cool and stuff, but you don't want to rely on them. It needs to be about the playing.
Yeah, generally when I'm playing the electric, I just mess with the EQ on it so it fits in with like what else is in there.
Yeah.
So like if I've got a treble-y piano part or something, I'll turn down the treble and
Yeah.
turn the bass and the mids a bit.
Yeah. Don't blend those two worlds together.
Let's see what's going on here in the chat.
I was wondering if I could bum a little nugget from you.
Oh yeah, sure. Here, let me sit down to the back of you.
I'm getting burnt out on whatever I have left. Yours was really tasty. Oh,
There you go.
thank you.
No problem.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that.
Oh, Lulu. What a beautiful lady.
Oh, jeez. That looks nice. Look at that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which string it is. It might be a mix of strings. I was very haphazard when I put things away.
That's pretty bomb looking. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You want me to roll you a joint?
You want to smoke a joint? Sure.
Yeah, that's good. You want to go inside?
Yeah. She came back when she heard the door open. She said, oh, they're going in. I do not care. She probably wants to eat cat food. Now, don't eat cat food. You don't even like it. Barely eat your own crunch.
You had a mixed gender practice in wrestling? That's surprising.
There was one female when I was in wrestling, Janet Gomez, and that was kind of rare. But she did. She was on the team.
She wrestled with the boys?
Yeah, sure did.
It seems like there's a lot of grabbing all over the body in that sport.
There were boys that really liked to wrestle her. It was kind of awkward, but I think she liked it.
I think there's more girls wrestling now than there used to be.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Look at MMA and just like women fighting, period. It's insane. You fuck with the wrong chick at a bar and get your ass whooped. It's a different world. Not that I've ever fucked with a chick at a bar, but dudes do. And it's so funny.
Here, I'll roll another one so we'll each have our own joint.
Oh, that was quick. Thank you.
Good, I already have it ground.
Look at, yeah. I watch a lot. I like to watch MMA. I kind of follow the UFC. And there's some ladies that are just absolutely savage.
You like it better than boxing?
Yeah, I kind of drifted away from boxing because I always liked karate growing up.
Yeah.
And I wrestled in high school.
Oh,
So
that makes sense.
MMA,
You
like, makes
MMA.
sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I like boxing better.
I appreciate boxing. That's a whole different world. That's very technical, slipping, sliding, ducking, dodging. Like,
I
good
get
boxers are impressive.
see because I don't really like the ground part of MMA.
Yeah, it's boring. It's boring too. Just to dominate somebody on the ground like that. That's not what people want to see.
Right. Like one guy up against the fence and the other guy trying to get his back, and and then they just kind of shit positions over and over again for 3 minutes or something.
They have those tournaments too where it's just grappling only, and that's your only objective is to submit the other person. There's no punching or anything like really. It's pretty much like wrestling with jiu-jitsu mix and a bit of what is it, Thai, Muay Thai.
Well, it's a lot safer if you don't get hit in the head, because CTE,
Oh
people
yeah,
are very much more aware of CTE now than they used to be.
yeah. We think boxing and football is bad. Wait until these UFC fighters are 50.
Apparently, Johnny Knoxville, even from Jackass.
Oh,
has got-
Johnny fucked himself up, dude. All those guys fucking idiots, dude. I mean, I appreciate it. It's funny. But
I didn't like it.
they fucked themselves up for sure. Constantly. They're like scary.
I guess Steve-O's sober now.
Oh yeah, he has been.
T-Bag says, I like Jared, and I must say he plays a hell of a mandolin.
Thank you.
T-Bag and I had a big argument last night about evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Our missing alien link.
Well, my position is evolution's bullshit. Most
Right.
people disagree with me.
I think we were inbred with the species that was already here on planet with alien, so we could mine the minerals for them.
So we're half alien, half Neanderthal.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I was a little bit surprised to learn it in that I'd obviously never thought about it before, and he's like currently making TV shows and stuff.
Yeah. There's a bunch of it now. Like I was into this stuff when I was a kid, like 15, 16, before Ancient Aliens and stuff, because my stepdad turned me on to Project Blue Book and stuff when I was young. He had like a VHS copy of it, and it really just started making me think. All this stuff had been out there when you start researching it, like Spielberg, putting out Close Encounters and stuff. All that shit was like pretty real. Like that was based on true stories and stuff.
Jared's an Anunnaki guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anunnaki.
I mean, aliens putting all the life here on Earth makes more sense than evolution. But I'm not a believer that aliens exist that have interstellar travel and have visited this planet.
No, really.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because first of all, I'm gonna stick with Einstein's strict speed limit, the speed of light, and think that it's not possible to travel faster than light. And the whole wormhole thing, the amount of power and energy you need to create a wormhole and the amount of energy in the wormhole would surely tear apart any ship.
Mm.
But it's certainly plausible that somewhere there could be an alien civilization that
I think, from what I've read, there's one right here on Earth. in Antarctica, and that we've known about it since probably the 50s.
But if there are aliens here, why don't they just like land their spaceship in the middle of Chicago and say, "Hey, we're here. We're aliens. We just want to let you all know because we're tired of just a few elite people knowing." Why would they want just a few elite people knowing?
I mean, fuck, there was that huge fucking base that just hovered above Jerusalem for like a week straight. I could just sit there. It's barely on world news.
Um. Well, I think the Phoenix Lights is the most compelling UFO case of all.
That was huge, right? That was it for the West. I think that's big, but I feel like over Europe and Asia and stuff, they've been seeing, Africa, they've been witnessing this for years. Like the Dogon people, the tribe, um, they completely mapped Pleiades and knew the star Sirius and everything because they were visited. They're completely like, tribal. Like this is, like no technology whatsoever in the middle of Africa and fucking knew all this shit. How else would you know all that?
Yeah, I mean it's a good question.
But maybe they're not interstellar. Maybe it's quantum physics. Maybe they just can be there.
I mean,
Like
they've got something set up where they
possibly.
collapse a state of superposition here and or accordingly collapses way over here. You mean like that?
Possibly, but more like the human eye only sees so much. Like everything a human does is interpreted. Like and our colors and our visual here on this planet in full spectrum is very small compared to what you could possibly see. Maybe there's shit there all the time that we just don't see or even know.
But we do have means of measuring spectra other than visible. Like we've got infrared cameras and ultraviolet.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason that we do capture more stuff nowadays, where people are more into it, and there's all those paranormal shows and shit like that, and freaking people out, because there's obviously stuff, whether it's a ghost or not, there's a presence, and this technology is picking it up. Like, it's always there, something we can't see.
Well, I mean, certainly weird shit happens. For example, the one of the weirdest things, if not the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me, happened just like last week. We have this one spatula, okay, that is my main spatula. I'm gonna show it to you. It's my go-to spatula. It's this spatula right here.
Oh, nice.
Right?
It's the good metal one.
In this drawer. Every time I open this drawer, I just reach right in and grab it. It's there. Or it's in the dishwasher.
Right.
So one day, like last week, I opened the drawer to get the spatula. The spatula's not in there. I look and look at that drawer many times. I look in all the other drawers too. Where the fuck did the spatula go? Rachel looked around too. She couldn't find it either. Then, like 2 days later, I open up the drawer, and there, right where it should be, is the spatula. Now, there is a 0% chance that it was in the drawer when I looked for it. And there is a 0% chance that either Rachel or I put it into the drawer.
Huh.
So, why did my spatula disappear and reappear? I have no fucking idea.
Has there been other things like that?
No, this is the first time anything like that's ever happened to me.
Huh.
I've had other kind of paranormal experiences that are kind of on the borderlines.
Yeah.
But that is, I have no conceivable explanation for. Because it's literally impossible that it was in the drawer the whole time. But that's what reality seems to be trying to make me think.
Right.
You ever have anything disappear, reappear like that?
Yeah, totally. My whole life. but I've gotten to the point where I just ignore it. And like it happens so often, like I try not to even worry about it. Or like just let it reappear.
Your classic
Especially when I
glitch in
really
the
look for
matrix.
it. Especially when I'm really wanting to look for it. But I do get in those modes though, and I have to find that thing, and it's really important to me. But I don't know if they're disappearing or it's just me just fucking putting shit everywhere and forgetting
In
about
this
it.
case, it is not that at all. Okay, because
But
when I opened the drawer, I expected the spatula to be there. I believed it to be clean and in the drawer. I was like, huh, I guess it's dirty in the dishwasher. Open the dishwasher, it's not there. And I looked and looked and looked and looked. And the thing is, it reappeared exactly where I'd been looking to start off with. It was reappeared
Right.
exactly where I had expected it to be when I opened the drawer in the
the
first
entire
place.
time. Yeah, that is kind of weird.
When things appear and disappear, that is intercourse. Well, there is a little bit of appearance and disappearance during intercourse. That's true. Now you can see me. Now you can't. I've had a vision of what was about to happen once. Did it actually happen? I guess it must have if you call it a vision. What am I doing? Over. So I don't know. Y'all may get around to answering the questions at some point. But I have had other kind of woo experiences. Rachel and I one time saw what I can only say is a cryptid down here just before Triangle Road, like when the Kirby Park, right?
Yeah.
We were driving, and you know how like down there, like the Kirby Park, there's no place to pull over, right?
Yeah.
And because people can't necessarily see you, you can't really stop there or anything. But we were driving, and crossing the road in front of us was what I can only describe as a giant furry caterpillar, about like this big, with a flat face, and shuffling along the road. And
that's crazy.
you know, I wish we had like stopped to film it or something, but it was a very inconvenient place to stop. We were going somewhere.
Right, totally.
You know, like we were past it shortly after we saw it, and I was just like, okay, well, that was super weird. What the hell was that? I mean,
Right.
I was like, what was that? There cannot possibly be a caterpillar the size of a big loaf of bread.
Or is it?
Maybe that's what Mothman comes out of.
Right. I dated a girl from Mariposa, and she claimed that the Mothman stalked her one night, on her way home between Mid Pines and her house in Boot Jack, and followed above her car. So,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know Mariposa had a Mothman.
I didn't either, but she said it was a creature that flew above her. When I was dating that girl, though, coincidentally, it reminds me, I saw the Mariposa werewolf, and it was crazy. It was a real deal. You can look it up. This one cat has footprints of it, and he did the mold, like Bigfoot, but it was definitely, canine, hind legs, huge. So anyway, I worked down at the park entrance of Yosemite, and I would come back, probably midnight or so, usually.
Mm-hmm.
And I come down where Silva hits Dara, I believe, the crossroads there. And I see this shape in the road, and I can tell it's a deer. It's a dead deer. It's on its side, and what I think is a bear eating it. I'm like, it's a bear eating like the remains. Somebody fucking hit it and killed it, and now this black bear is chowing. Like, what else could it be in that split few seconds? So I'm in my truck and I roll up right next to it to get a visual, and like check this thing out. I'm safe in my car. And all of a fucking sudden, it stood up. And it was not a bear. And it had blue eyes. It was this huge fucking dog man. And I fucking hit the gas so hard. I was still in second. I just up the hill. My heart was beating, dude. I went down the road. Fucking, I get to Sierra's house, her little trailer, and she's all freaked out. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm all, you never believe fucking what I just saw a fucking werewolf, And she goes, I've been hearing these crazy howls all night. And it was freaking our dog Henry out, and he was inside, like all protective, and like I saw it, dude. So I talked to a couple other people about it, and other people have seen it in Mariposa. So if you look it up, but that was the closest thing I've ever come to where I was scared for my life. Like, I was in my truck, but still, I was like, what the fuck? This was not a bear. It was all black. There was no brown, happy little face. Like, I've seen lots of bears up here. Encounter bears, bear tracks. Everybody loves bear tracks.
That's a fantastic story, Derek. That's a fantastic story and very well told.
Thank you. A true story. That's why it's fantastic. You mind if I use your restroom?
Go for it. That is not what happened with the spatula, Fly Guy. Okay, I did not lose it. I assure you, I did not lose the spatula. Yeah, I actually kind of, I guess, appreciate Rachel's lack of SI. Like, it's nice to be with somebody who doesn't remember every little mistake I've made because of some associative trigger or something like that. What was the question? I asked you to tell me what your vision was of, if it came true. Yeah, I've heard of crawlers. Pale, emaciated, tall, skinny things that crawl around on all fours and sometimes stand up. Yes, I've heard of them.
I'm gonna go grab a snack.
Cool. You do you.
Good hanging out.
Yeah, nice. Nice seeing you. If you feel like coming over later and playing, great. If you
Oh,
don't-
yeah,
If
we
you don't,
should.
that's fine too.
I'm gonna eat some food, and I'll be around.
Yeah, just
What do you want to jam now?
Whatever you feel
I'll
like.
just go grab a snack.
You go eat, and take your time. And if you feel like coming back and jamming out, that's great. If not, that's fine too.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, no problem.
Good chatting.
Yeah, nice chatting. I gotta cut that werewolf story for a short. That is great. What a great story. Bye, Gil. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese while you're at your therapy session. I'm the most boring person for a cryptid conspiracy enjoyer to talk to. Well, obviously, Jared believes a lot of stuff that I don't believe. But that's fine. I like that kind of stuff a lot. I just I don't really believe it, but those seem like you know, very reasonable and wet blankety explanations. I think you're missing the main point here. The main point is that it was a great story and very well told. You know, there aren't that many vivid stories in life. That was very it's full of verve. God damn it. I gotta do something about this pond. I mean, I gotta do one very specific thing, which is so small a thing to have to do still. I need to get an adapter for that pump that fits this hose. Or get a different size hose. Obviously, getting an adapter for it is preferable because it'll be a lot cheaper. I don't know if it has like a minimum sized required tube. So, like, in other words, I don't want to make it go into a tube that's too skinny and make it work too hard, right? I I'm I like it when people demonstrate a willingness to believe in the magical. Because there is in fact a lot to life that is just inherently incredibly magical, like various serendipities and I mean just being like living on this planet with all this life on it and everything, and you know being a member of the only fully realized sentient creatures on the planet, being alive in this moment, given the totality of human experience and number of humans that have lived and such. It's it certainly is statistically unlikely. Of course, no more so for me than for any other individual in all of history. But well, you know, like how can there not be magic involved somewhere, somehow. For everything to just happen to be perfect in all the ways that it needs to be for Earth and human civilization to exist. You know, like Jared and I were talking last night about the weirdness of the moon. The moon needs it for Earth to function properly. We need the moon to do its tidal business. And in order to do that tidal business successfully, it needs to be bigger than the size moon that goes with this planet. And it is. Substantially. It's different in both its composition and its relational measurements to Earth from any other satellite in the solar system. It also just happens to be exactly the right size and in exactly the right place to create a full eclipse. How weird is that? Because if the moon were a little further away, it wouldn't cover the sun. If it were a little closer, it would overcover the sun. Instead, it covers it perfectly. How weird is that? And of course, it has to be on the right elliptical plane, too, which it is. It's understandable why people would intuit that the moon is artificial. Dog encounters needs to include werewolves. I didn't know about the and might have skipped past dog encounters thinking canines. I used to say I was a dog man. And I think it's fair to say that not all dogmen are werewolves, but all werewolves, when they're under the influence of their lycanthropy, are dogmen. So, conclude accordingly. These damn lycanthropes always causing trouble. I'm about ready to tell the moon to stay unfull for a while. They've both already been tested. For lycanthropy? Lycanthropy? Cameron and Jared are very different from each other because ISFJs and ISTJs do have SI and E in common, but the difference between TEFI23 and an FETI23 is dramatic.
Is that you?
It is I.
Where are you?
I'm right here.
I want to love up on you.
Sure.
Ooh.
Sure you should.
Oh, man. Hey, give me kids.
Mwah. 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 Mwah.
Yeah.
Isn't that romantic, everybody?
Yeah. Thank you for cleaning the kitchen. It looks great.
Sure. I didn't clean it all the way.
But I mean, it looks
Yeah,
great.
well, I was trying to fix this plug over here. And I
No.
figured while I'm there, I might as well clean it up and put it back. And it is a lot better now than it was. But that reminds me of something else I wanted to do with this. What I want to do is put a couple of nails, like there and there so that this stays back here, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So let
Okay.
me see about that. Maybe nails aren't the best choice there.
Yeah. It's a little
I'm
permanent.
thinking, I could get some like electrical tape. Maybe it would work.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, let's try the electrical tape approach. I made myself a couple of eggs today.
I see the shallows.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the compost pile. Electrical tape. And again, Fly Guy, I want to stress, I have not lost the electrical tape. I never knew where it was in the first place. Maybe this kind of tape would work. This kind of tape might work. Peking tape, they call it. All right, let's try to pack away this problem. All right, I think I should cut this piece of tape first. Look at that good TE. Ooh, Eric winning at TE today.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, you guys need to be a lot more careful than that. Okay, let me get some more tape. The truth is, I do know where some electrical tape is. It's down in the shed. So I'm gonna have to go get that. Now let's do a couple of cross beams so it'll stay put. born on the 4th of July. Good enough. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true at the red, white, and blue, and there's never a boast or brag. Let old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream now. I may start up another one later. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your company very much. Hope you have a great day. Maybe I'll see you later.